Hi, this is Trepacer. I'm here to give you my review of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, Episode 8, called Many Heads, One Tail. Okay, it opens with Gideon, played by Powers Booth. Remember, he is in the first Avengers movie, he was part of the World Council. So, of course, we know now from previous episodes that he's actually affiliated with Hydra. So, I guess he's working a double angle, and we know that he's actually, since the last episode, Rosalind is reporting directly to him. Okay, So now, the ATCU. Basically, the episode begins with Gideon basically talking to Ward and basically saying how Hydra and how Ward basically he knows the reason why Ward grabbed the Strucker kid because he wants to find the famous vault. Okay, and of course Gideon said that's not part of our plans, and basically he walks out, and of course agents rush in to kill Ward, but of course they don't kill him, which would have been nice, but that's not going to happen. And he, of course, he manhandles them, of course, and then basically he proceeds to torture them to find out where this hidden base, hidden vault that he's heard so much about, supposedly. And of course, he kind of tricks one guard into spilling what he knows, and he goes on from there. And now we go back to the S.H.I.E.L.D. base where Mac is questioning Coulson and his objectivity with Rosalind, and of course, Coulson is getting ready to give Rosalind a tour of the secret sealed facility. And of course, that concerns Mac. He's concerned that Phil is not objective, and of course, but Phil tells him, "Rest assured, I got this." And to further prove it, later on, with all of them around, he said, basically, we're going to operate this operation. What do you call it? Damn, I forgot what he called it. But anyway, basically, with them, they're going to infiltrate while he's keeping Rosalind busy, giving her a tour. The rest of the agents are going to infiltrate ATCU and see what's going on. And towards that end, they're going to send they send in Hunter and Bobby as hackers. They actually hack into their system. Daisy hacks into their system and basically gives Hunter and Bobby phony credentials and IT specialists, and they go in to try to fix the problem. Okay, and then at the same time you have Fitz and Simmons doing a little banter back and forth, and you see Simmons looking at the picture of Andrew. I think it was Andrew, not Andrew. Will, right? I think this guy's name. I think Will, the guy that she left on the planet. Looking at it on her little iPad, and Fitz is basically saying, "Don't worry, we're not going to give up. We're going to still, we found that little clue about that ancient symbol last week, and we're still going to, try to get Will back." And then they have this little argument. Well, not really. Well, it is an argument back and forth where basically Fitz is saying that we're cursed. Tells Simmons that we're cursed. He said, "Listen, all these years we were together, and we never really went for it." And he asked her basically, "Are you in love with Will?" And she says yes. But she said, "I am in love with Will, but you basically you blew a hole in another universe to save me, to pull me out of." And they kiss, and then they kind of separate, and so a lot of angst with them. And then next, they actually Simmons actually knocks down a book, and she sees the symbol, and more on that later. Anyway, Bobby and Hunter are in doing their fake IT specialist thing when actually Bobby gets a phony phone call from because Mac and Daisy are monitoring and feeding Hunter lines so he can fake hack and keep them busy. And Bobby pretends to get a phone call, and basically she proceeds to walk through the facility to see where they supposedly where they keep the people that are on stasis, the Inhumans that are on stasis. And she walks through the facility, and she gets to a room where they're supposed to be, but they're not there. All they see basically fish oil. So they think they're trying to actually make more Inhumans rather than trying to cure them. Okay, and then of course the gig is up, and then they have an Inhuman on their staff at the ACCU, and basically Bobby has to fight them one-on-one until Hunter, who's actually getting recognized by Rosalind's #2 guy, so he throws coffee and runs out, and brings the briefcase. She tells him on the comm to bring the case with him. In the meantime, Bobby's holding her own, and then of course Hunter slides the case to her when he gets there, and she takes out her batons, which she's a total badass with. And of course, there's a little back and forth with her and the Inhuman, and eventually she overcomes him. Okay, and meanwhile they're going to need extraction, so basically Lincoln, electricity Inhuman, and May actually leave the Quinjet to go rendezvous with Bobby and Hunter, but of course May's not talking, and of course Lincoln saying, I'm not going to apologize to you. You're going to give me the silent treatment, or you're going to talk to me, or you're going to hold me responsible for exposing your husband. And she basically, her agent May Way, she actually emotes and she apologizes and says she's about for Andrew and stuff because he killed his friend, Lincoln's friends and stuff. So she apologizes, okay, which is the first for her, of course. And anyway, in the meantime, Coulson, while he's on a tour, he takes Rosalind into a containment field, basically tells her, listen, you're not going anywhere until you, tell me what the hell is going on to ATCU, because my people have infiltrated it. And of course, she acts all aggrieved and saying that she really fell for him and all this stuff. And she basically comes to a realization when she actually bursts out and says, listen, I report to, Gideon, Powers Booth's character, who's actually part of the World Council. And then that's when the wheels go off in her head, and then she figures out that he's actually working for Hydra. Okay, it goes off in her head. And in the meantime, you do see Gideon in another scene where Andrew, who you thought was in the ATC facility, he's somewhere else. And basically, Gideon is talking to him, and basically, they do a little back and forth about the goals of S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything else. And then they flash forward back, and we go back to the lab, and Fitz and Simmons, during the argument, they knock down one of the books, and that's when they see the symbol they've been tracing for that other world. And then they see the Hydra symbol as well. And then at this point, you have Ward, who's actually basically tracks down Gideon into the vault, where basically Gideon proceeds to tell him that, listen, we have some, he shows him a piece of that liquid that forms, that liquid that goes back and forth, that sucks Simmons to the other world, and basically tells him Hydra's been around way past the Red Skull, because everybody thinks that's when Hydra was formed during the World War II, but he says it goes way back before then. And they said they had a leader, an Inhuman, that actually got, was powerful, but got sucked into another, as punishment, got sucked into another world, and they're going to bring the leader back and rule this world. And then he basically tells Ward, listen, I'll help you with your plan to kill the head of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is B. Coulson, but we need the information to bring our leader back from the other world to this world, basically. Okay, and now that's when Coulson figured, when they all gather around, and that's when they show all the symbols, and then you see that's next to the symbol that Fitz and Simmons found last week. You do see the Hydra symbol, so now they know it's connected. Okay, and now, last but not least, after you come back from commercial break, you see Andrew still in the containment field. He's screaming out, "What's going on? Where am I? When are you gonna let me out?" And then, of course, who walks up? Ward, of course, and basically he starts monologuing, and then he attaches something to the containment field, and Ward is not Ward. Andrew is basically saying, "I know who you are," okay, and he basically said, "I'm gonna rip your head off when I get out of here." And he said, "What, you think you can knock me out and murder me?" But he said, "No, I found another way to hurt hurt Melinda." And basically he turns on the gas, and it's not knockout gas, it's mustard gas. And you hear Andrew start to cough, and that's going to trigger the change in him. Okay, so that was the end of that episode. This was actually a pretty good episode with them, with the S.H.I.E.L.D. going undercover in the ATCU and infiltrating that to find out exactly what their agenda is. And then, of course, the reveal that Rosalind was being used by Powers Booth's character, Gideon, okay, and that he's part of Hydra. So that big reveal came as well, which is good. And now at least Rosalind is a morally great character. She's not an evil, and she's not part of Hydra. She's just being used by Gideon, which is part of the course of this show. Anyway, Next week should be good. Oh yeah, I forgot one other thing that did happen in the episode. Ward, on his way to go to the vault, basically blew a plane out of the sky, killing, of course, probably a couple of hundred people. Okay, just and I kind of like the way the actor who plays Ward played that scene. It was really well done. I like the little wink of the eye as he basically propelled himself out of the door. Actually, he didn't kill nobody because the stewardess, when I think about it, because she's strapped in, and all the passengers, it's going to change the cabin pressure. But I don't know if he truly killed them. I know he did say something about that, but I don't think he truly killed all that many people. I think now that I think about it, he didn't do that. I mean, he just changed the cabin pressure, and the stewardess they showed you actually are sitting down and strapping in. So if she didn't get sucked out, and none of the passengers probably would get sucked out unless they find something, I guess, to change it, to change the cabin pressure so they don't zoop. Anyway, this is a good episode, a really good episode, and I think the next episode is on February. Not February. I want to say February, December 1st. Not next week. Next week is going to be off for Thanksgiving. I guess it won't be any episode because it'll be probably all the holiday specials. Anyway, I like this episode. I'm going to give it a. It's as good as last week was a really good episode. This one advanced the plot, and he got some forward movement, and now we know that basically Hydra has Andrew, and let's see how they use him against the former against S.H.I.E.L.D. But anyway, I'm going to give this episode, which was pretty good, I'm going to give it a 7.8. I think last episode was really, really good, but this one a little lesser, but still good, entertaining. I'll give it a 7.8. Anyway, let me know what you think of Season 3, Episode 8 of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Feel free to leave comments down below. And this is Trepacer saying so long and take care.